The Rolex Submariner reference number 16610 doesn't demand your attention like the newer ceramic models do. It doesn't shout from the wrist with modern case proportions. It doesn't dazzle with chromolite lume or shine with ceramic brilliance. What it does instead, it fits. It slips into your life in a way that no other watch quite can. It's not just a Submariner, it's the Submariner. I waited years for this watch. Years spent scanning forums, lurking on Watch Recon, and trying on other watches that never quite scratched the same itch. When I finally strapped the 16610 on my wrist 3 years ago, I felt something I hadn't felt with any other watch. Peace. I had found the grail, and to this day, I've never looked back. Let's get the big argument out of the way. Yes, the 16610 is better than the vintage Submariners that came before it. That's not a controversial statement, it's a practical one. As much as I adore the worn patina and gilt dials of a 5513, they're fragile. Wearing one daily feels like dancing on a tightrope, always wary of moisture, scratches, and costly vintage repairs. The 16610, on the other hand, is tough. It's a watch I don't have to baby. I've worn it hiking, to formal events, on summer vacations, and cold winter mornings. It takes it all in stride. But what really steals it for me is how the 16610 outclasses the modern Submariner in subtle, tactical ways. The super case that debuted on the 16610 brought bulk, yes, but at the cost of elegance. The 16610 slimmer lugs give it a better visual balance and a more refined wrist presence. And let's talk about the drill lug holes. If you know, you know. They make strap changes a breeze and give the case purposeful tool watch aesthetics that Rolex has slowly moved away from. Speaking of straps, this is where the 16610 truly becomes a chameleon. With its 20mm lug with a perfect Goldilocks number, you can throw it on literally anything. NATO straps, vintage leather, rubber, sailcloth, just to name a few. It eats up straps like a proper strap monster, morphing its personality without even losing its identity. And somehow, it never feels out of place. Suit and tie? Of course. Board shorts and sandals? Absolutely. The 16610 goes with everything because it doesn't try too hard. It just works. Let's talk about bracelets, because here is where purists sometimes flinch. Yes, it has hollow end links. Yes, it has a stamp clasp. Yes, it rattles when you shake it. But that's missing the point. This bracelet may not be as refined or over-engineered as the current Oyster, but it wears better. It's lighter, more forgiving, and it conforms to the wrist in a way that newer, heavier bracelets simply can't. Over time, it develops a personal feel. It's comfortable in the way a favorite pair of jeans is comfortable. Not despite the wear, but just because of it. Inside beats the Rolex Caliber 3135, an absolute workhorse of a movement. Introduced in the late 80s and still used well into the 21st century, the 3135 is one of the most reliable, accurate, and serviceable automatic movements ever made. It doesn't ask for much and gives plenty in return. You wind it, set it, and forget it. It keeps ticking. For some, the 16610 is boring. It's the Rolex that everyone has. It's the most copied, most faked, most seen model in the wild. But that's precisely what makes it so iconic. It's the blueprint. The reference that defined the modern diver. This isn't a boring watch, it's the watch. And while I'm here, let me say a few words about the aluminum bezel insert. Is it scratch prone? Sure. Is it perfect? Yes, it ages gracefully, fading with character over time, unlike ceramic, which tends to look forever new and somehow less personal. The bezel action, 120 clicks of tactile satisfaction, is one of the best in the game. Not too stiff, not too loose. Each rotation feels confident with a distinct mechanical snap that's become increasingly rare in the era of over-engineered click springs. The lume, well, it's okay. This was never a torch like a Seiko diver or modern Rolex Chromolite, but the Super Luminova gets the job done. It glows just enough in low light, and that's all it really needs to do. Even here, the 16610 isn't trying to impress, it just functions. I'd be remiss if I didn't touch on value. The 16610 has steadily appreciated over the years, and while that's not why I bought it, it does add a layer of security. I know that should I ever part with it, I likely get more than what I paid for. But I don't think I ever will part with it. If I had to sell every watch in my collection tomorrow, this is the one I keep. It's not just a watch, it's my watch. 3 years on and the magic hasn't faded. Every time I put it on, I feel a quiet thrill. Like it's a secret between us despite the millions of them out there. That's what makes the 16610 so special. It's both universal and deeply personal. A watch that needs no introduction and yet somehow still manages to surprise me. It's not perfect, but it's mine, and I wouldn't change a thing.